yoga and wellness here. This short flow is for grounding in moments of anxiety or fear, learning how to resource some safety in your body, regulate your nervous system, and then a gentle little kind of low back, just self-care opening flow would be great before bed. So I invite you to save this video, and if you're in a moment of feeling anxious or activated or afraid of your fear, come back to this section and remember it. So I want you to start by exhaling, sighing the breath out of the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, sigh the breath out of the mouth. 3 more times. Return to your normal breath. Eyes can be closed if that feels safe and accessible for you. And can you become any bit more aware of your body? Can you feel the sit bones touching the seat or the floor beneath you? Can you feel the soles of your feet touching the floor? What parts of you can you feel? And I want you to touch your actual body, wherever that feels comfortable and accessible. Just feel this physical thing here in space right now. Can you say, this is my body. This is my body. This is my body. You can move slowly, or you can hold on in one area where that feels comfortable. You can maybe even just embrace yourself in a nice big hug. This is my body. This is my body. This is my body. If it feels helpful, you can also say, this is my body. I am safe right now. If that doesn't feel authentic yet, don't force it. Don't worry about it. But if it would feel welcome to your nervous system, you can say, this is my body. I am safe here. And I invite you, if you haven't already, to maybe ask your body again, could you close your eyes and feel safe here in this form? Could you close off your ears? See if you can tune out the outside noise. Maybe you listen to this in headphones, or maybe you gently plug the front part of your ear, your tragus, with your fingers. Go internal. The only experience you have to worry about right now is right here. Feel grounded through the roots, through your pelvis. Feel your body. Don't leave. You can bring yourself back over and over as many times as you want to flee from this form, but it is here for you. I invite you now to just gently hum on your exhale. So you'll inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale. Inhale through the nose when your breath is complete. Exhale, just hum again. You keep going as long as you need to, till you feel connected in your body. Maybe your heart rate slows a little bit. Maybe you even cover up the sides of the ears again, so when you hum, it just reverberates inside of your head and you feel more this safe, enclosed, internal feeling. Maybe you return to that mantra, this is my body, I am safe, while you hum. Stay here as long as you need. Pause the video if you need to. If you feel a little bit regulated here, I invite you to just return to a comfortable seat, still aware of your breath. Still aware of perhaps making the exhales slightly longer than the inhales. If it doesn't feel okay to be still here, you can also just give the body a nice shake or sweep if you need to move some excess energy that just came up through that first part of the practice. Once you feel like you can be still in here, I'd like to read you a Rumi poem called The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Your feelings are here to tell you what you need. They're not here to tell you who you are. So if you can stay in this place of feeling grounded and a little bit centered, a little bit more resourced, instead of pushing that fear away, instead of pushing that feeling of unsafety away, instead of needing it to be different, instead of shaming it and hating it, that's just giving it more power over you. What we resist persists. So instead, can you invite them in? Can you remember, your feelings are not here to tell you who they are, they're here to tell you what you need. Can you breathe into that feeling, noticing where you feel it in the body? Is it a pit in your stomach? Is it a tightness in your chest? Rely on your breath. Lean on your breath. It's here and it's not going anywhere. It's steady and it can support you. This fear is probably just trying to protect you. It's just looking out for you, so we don't have to demonize the fear. Can you say thank you for trying to protect me and keep me safe? Thank you. I see you. I'm going to take over now. Breathing slowly and deeply and completely. Maybe you need to exhale the breath out of the mouth a few more times to help move that feeling through. When you allow it to be here, you may notice it's a lot harder for it to actually stick around. You can do this bit by bit, you can do this step by step. You don't have to do this all at once. But can you see the good intentions behind any bit of that fear? Remember your sit bones. Remember feeling rooted and grounded. Remember this is your body. Ask that fear, what does it need to feel safe? Can you give that to yourself now? Maybe you visualize a younger version of you that didn't feel safe. And you protect that child now, hugging them into a deep embrace, telling them, you're not going to let anything hurt them. It's okay now. You're here now. Maybe you think of a place that feels really safe. your bedroom from your childhood, or your favorite place in the woods. Maybe you bring this small, scared part of you in your mind to that safe place. What does that place feel like on your skin? What does that place smell like? What do you hear when you're in that place? How do you feel remembering that safe place? Let yourself feel all of those things now. Stay with this part of you as long as it needs your attention and love. It doesn't serve you to rush this process. Stay with that inner child part of you as long as she needs you. Breathing deeply, feeling your roots. Notice what it feels like in your body to feel safe. How does that feel different than what the fear feels like? Has that tightening in your chest loosened at all? Does that pit in your stomach feel less heavy? It's okay if it doesn't at first. The real win is just being able to notice, to not dissociate, to be able to stay with this and be with what's here. Sometimes our minds make this monster of the thing that we avoid, and so we avoid it even harder, giving it more power, making it more ferocious. But we can regulate our nervous system and lean into it and be with it. Almost every time it's not nearly as bad as that story that our mind made it out to be. You are strong. You are powerful. You can be here with this thing. Stay here as long as you need. Or maybe now you gently blink open the eyes, and perhaps your body would invite a little bit of gentle movement to help integrate that experience, keep you in your body. So I invite you to inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, relax them back and down. You can return to that sighing the breath out of the mouth if you'd like, or you can even hum on your exhales here. Listen to what your body is asking for in this moment. Take the hands to the tops of the knees. As you exhale, can you root down through the pelvis and release it down to the earth any bit more? An inhale makes the spine nice and tall from that strong, steady support of the pelvis. The pelvis roots so that the spine can extend. With the hands on the tops of the knees, just make some nice circles through the upper body here. Your pelvis stays rooted in place, so it allows you to explore this motion through the upper body. Keeping that slow, steady, peaceful breath. Remembering that perhaps if the exhales can be a little longer than the inhales, it's going to be really supportive to your nervous system. If you're having trouble making the exhales longer, just go back to that humming. automatically extends them without you having to do anything. Switch directions, so if you're moving clockwise, now moving counterclockwise. Stay with that slow, steady breath. That's so much more important than the movement here. From here, we'll make our way to our hands and knees, a position called tabletop. Moving slowly and intentionally, stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. As you inhale, tilt the pelvis so the belly can release towards the earth, the collarbones get broad, the chin lifts, the chest shining forward. As you exhale, press your hands down into the mat to press the mat away, round into the whole spine. Tuck the tailbone, gaze towards the navel. Inhale, reversing the curve of the spine. Cow. Exhale, rounding like a scared Halloween cat. You keep going between these two shapes at the unique rhythm of your breath. Letting the breath still stay long and slow and peaceful though. You can always pause the movement. You need to take a moment to allow your breath to remember it's okay to slow down. From here, we'll make our way onto our backs. Maybe the ankles move in one direction, the hips to the other. So you can rest on one hip, bring the legs out in front of you, and then just slowly make your way down onto your back. Start by just hugging the knees into the chest for a moment. Deep, full, slow breath here. And then we'll find some gentle windshield wipers side to side. So release the legs, take the feet pretty wide apart, as wide as the mat if you're using one. Let both knees fall in one direction. Then gently bring them up through center. And both knees fall the other way now. Couple more times to either side, just moving slowly and intentionally. There's no rush. If you find a place that feels tight or needs a little extra love, you're more than welcome to linger there for another moment. Bring the knees back to center. So knees, ankles, hips are all in a line, so your kneecaps are pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Take the hands reaching down past the hips, almost as if your fingertips are looking to graze your ankles. As you inhale, press down into your feet, squeeze the glute muscles, lift the hips, lift the arms up and back until the backs of the hands are on the floor above the head. Bridge pose. Exhale, slow and controlled. Can you lower everything down? Inhale, everything lifts. Squeeze the peach. Exhale, gently lower. Keep going with your breath. Each inhale, the hips lift. This is really great for creating some space in the low back. But we also want to make sure we're doing this by asking our muscles to support our body and not just hanging out in our joints. So really focus on squeezing the butt muscles. Crack a walnut, if you will. But without letting your knees just splay out side to side, keeping them nice and in line with everything else. Sometimes low back pain can be easily resolved just by getting our glutes to turn back on. These big muscles are really lazy. Glute amnesia is a thing that physical therapists are actually working with nowadays. So getting the butt muscles back on, getting the core turned back on. Sometimes all it takes to get the muscles of the low back to relax. The muscles that are actually supposed to support the spine do their job. The low back doesn't have to kick on as a last resort to protect the spine. Next time everything comes back down to the mat, we'll settle here. Like the knees into the chest and let both of the knees fall over to the left for a twist. So the shoulders stay heavy, especially the right shoulder. Your arms can be out in a T if that's comfortable. And if it's okay on the neck, perhaps you look to the right, the opposite direction of the knees. If you want more twist, the knees come up higher towards the left armpit. Less twist, they're just lower down by the waist. Bring the knees up through center, hugging them towards the chest again, before both knees now fall off to the right side of the mat. It's left shoulder that's heavy now. Perhaps gaze in that direction over the left shoulder. Just twisting the spine in the opposite direction. Remember that slow, steady breath. Bring the knees through center once more. If there's any other shape your body's asking for here, honor that. Make time and space for it. Otherwise, you can stretch your legs long on the mat. Just let the feet splay out side to side. Hands come down by your side. Shavasana, the final rest. Putting your body in a position that's totally comfortable, that doesn't require any muscular effort to maintain. Releasing any control or awareness of the breath. Maybe releasing any lingering tension anywhere in the body. Relax the space between the eyebrows. Relax the tiny muscles around the eyes. Unflare the nostrils. Relax the tiny muscles around the mouth. Relax the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Relax the jaw, the neck, the throat. Let your shoulders and hips be so heavy they could just melt away into the mat beneath you. your arms and legs be without effort all the way down to your fingers and toes. Let your breath be received in a soft belly. This breath and this breath. For the next few minutes, you have no job but to just be. Gently bring your awareness back to this space. Remembering your breath, remembering your body. Taking a deep, fresh inhale, sending it all the way down to your fingers and toes, wiggling them awake. Taking your time, moving slowly, start to come back. Thank you, thank you, thank you.